the insanity theory. Here's Horrid Henry, locked in a psych ward, having a fascinating conversation with himself.
That's not fair! Hospitals always give you yucky jelly. I want my yucky jelly! At least I'm missing school. That's fair. Go away!
Talking to yourself isn't a red flag unless you're answering back. Who's he even talking to? Henry also fantasizes about being cut to pieces with a chainsaw by his own teacher. In Horrid Henry and the Birthday Present, we see another one of Henry's most unhinged moments. Steve mocks him for not being able to afford a necklace for his mum.
I wish it was my birthday. Pity you can't afford that for your mummy, Henry.
Henry snaps, but this isn't your usual outburst. He transforms into a velociraptor. Quick reminder to hit subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Thank you. I've heard of kids acting like animals when they get angry, but this isn't just rage, this is a full-on mental break. Henry's mind goes so far into survival mode that he becomes a predator. Henry acts out his frustration and his humiliation in a primal, animalistic way. Watch out, Steve! But Henry's breakdowns aren't always aggressive. Sometimes they're downright masochistic. In Horrid Henry and the Tooth Fairy, Henry is so desperate to lose a tooth and gain social acceptance that he actively tries to harm himself. Henry asks Bert to punch him in the face.
If you were to punch me in the mouth and knock my tooth out, I wouldn't even mind, I swear!
Like, imagine asking someone to break your own teeth, all for a pound coin from the Tooth Fairy. To my mind, this is the kind of desperation that only total and utter insanity can explain. Henry then lets Ralph kick a ball at his head.
Did that work?
No.
Henry finally devours all of the sweets in the house, crunching them down to try and force out one of his baby teeth. Every child at Ashton Primary has lost a tooth. Every child, that is, except for Horrid Henry. As a result of Henry's sugar binge, the teeth start rotting horrifyingly out of Horrid Henry's head. Take a look.
Oh! This is going to take forever!
I remember this giving me nightmares as a kid, and I think now watching it back, it's going to give me nightmares as an adult too. From Henry's perspective, the pain is 100% worth it if it means he gets to fit in with his friends.
One tooth! That's all I need!
In my opinion, this is not normal kid behaviour. It's self-destructive, and it's all just to avoid being ostracised. Henry's so scared of being left out that he's literally willing to lose these things. These beautiful white things. For a British person, my teeth count as white. Don't hate. Then there's the deeply unsettling way Henry interacts with the audience. We saw this at the beginning of my video as Henry sat alone in the mental institution. By the way, Henry's still there, still talking to himself.
What a disaster! My reputation's ruined!
Lucky wants you to hit that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. Thank you. Henry's rambling discussions with, well, Henry are not a one-off thing either. Henry breaks the fourth wall in almost every episode, talking directly to the viewers as if he's narrating his own life.
I don't think I can go to school today, Mum. I've got the most terrible tummy ache. I think I might have to go to hospital.
Is this just a quirky storytelling device, or has Henry convinced himself that he's living in a Truman Show style reality? Personally, I wouldn't be surprised if Henry's actually convinced himself that he's living in some kind of reality TV show. If people are watching, if, dear God, there's an audience, doesn't that give at least a smidge of meaning to all the suffering that our poor hero goes through? As for the reality TV show theory, there's a certain quote that came to mind that, to my mind, supports it. A fallen tree makes no sound unless, of course, there's someone around to hear it. Henry is the tree and we, the audience, we're the ears, we're the witnesses to Henry's pain. But what drives Henry to these extremes? Let's take a look at the episode Horrid Henry Says Goodbye. When Henry announces that he's leaving Ashton Primary forever, his classmates and teachers don't react with sadness or nostalgia. They're thrilled.
I've got some really bad news.
Oh, you're not moving after all.
No, I am moving. Yes!
Half the class, made up of girls, cheers. The other half of the class, made up of boys, seem mildly indifferent. The fact that none of Henry's friends challenge the girls as they celebrate the fact that Henry will leave, well, that speaks volumes. They care about Henry, sure, but not enough to actually defend his honour. If you thought the boys were bad and the girls downright horrifying, you should see the head teacher's reaction to Henry leaving. Miss Oddbod, the principal, can hardly conceal her delight at the fact that Henry will leave the school.
Wanted to say what a lovely day it is. You're moving away, I hear.
Miss Oddbod, damn it, girl, you so smug. I'm surprised you're not popping that champagne in the corridor.
Yes, I am.
Yes, a really lovely day.
Forget passive-aggressive, this is aggressively passive. And that's worse, I think. If you look closely enough, you can literally see Miss Oddbod thinking, don't let that door hit you on the way out. Henry's a human being. Why are we in the audience the only ones that realise that? Why does no one else give a damn? This moment of complete rejection from an authority figure who's supposed to be on your side would push anyone over the edge. Imagine realising that not just one or two people, but everyone around you is, at best, indifferent and at worst, happy to see you leave. It's no wonder that Henry channels his emotions into wild, uncontainable outbursts. And this wouldn't be a Horrid Henry theory video without mentioning his brother. Did you really think I'd forget about Perfect Peter, the ultimate gaslighter? Take a look at this moment. I think this is the worst thing that Peter has ever done in the history of Horrid Henry. It takes place in the episode Horrid Henry Looks at Love. This is a season 5 episode, so you may not have seen it. Hell, I had to research it myself. As you were, Henry is eating his beans quietly, minding his own business. But Peter, he doesn't like the cut of Henry's jib. How dare Henry eat his beans so normally?
Henry's eating his beans!
What? I'm just eating my beans.
Oh my days, can you imagine hating someone so much that you have the temerity, the sheer cheek to snitch on them for just eating some food? Lucky, how dare you eat your breakfast? That's so annoying, man. You should be surviving on air like the rest of us. Stop eating, Lucky. Stop being bad. I was joking and I still feel guilty. Peter's a sociopath, or was it psychopath? I can't remember. I did that video ages ago. Go watch it. It's old but gold. Is Henry meant to starve? Is that what his family want, guys? Is he just meant to starve to death alone in his room? Because I've watched almost every episode of this show by now, and that's honestly the vibe I get. Oh my days, I need a break from Horrid Henry. Oh, I've been doing this for months now, guys. I need a break. I need a break. Let me know in that comment section. Is your sibling better or worse than Perfect Peter? I want to hear some horror stories. I want to hear some craziness. I want that comment section to be wild. So get typing and let's hear it. As for Mum's reaction to Peter trying to deny Henry food, well, you can probably guess.
Henry's eating his beans!
Don't be horrid, Henry.
Henry understandably snaps.
I'm not being horrid. I'm being really horrid.
I'm not being horrid, I'm being really horrid. That doesn't make any sense. Henry really hasn't been horrid here. He's literally just eating some food. The fact that Henry believes that he deserves to be in trouble for literally just eating some food, for me, that's a sign of mental instability. But then again, if you were constantly blamed for doing literally nothing wrong, wouldn't your sanity start to slip too? Mine would. Hell, it already has. Just from watching Horrid Henry, I can't imagine being Horrid Henry. Indeed, if Henry seems so insane, maybe it's because his reality is just that maddening. In fact, perhaps Henry is the lone sane mind in a sea of insanity. After all, did George Orwell himself not write that being in a minority even in a minority of one, did not make you mad. There was truth and there was untruth, and if you clung to the truth, even against the whole world, you were not mad. If Henry can maintain even a flailing grip on reality when he lives in a world whereby head teachers celebrate his departure and eating food is seen as a bad thing, then maybe it's the Horrid Henry universe that's insane rather than Henry himself. Is it any surprise that Henry would rather play video games and watch TV than interact with his own family? To my mind, no. Indeed, sometimes escapism, it's the only way. If my life was as bad as Horrid Henry's, I'd probably do something like, I don't know, just stay home and make videos about kids' TV shows. Hang on, wait a minute. As for Henry, he's still there in the mental hospital, still talking to himself.
People will start calling me Hero Henry. It's not fair, and I'm so hungry. No one cares that I'm hungry but me.
Lost in his delusions, Henry hopes against hope that one day the demons will finally leave him alone. Upon the hearth where shadows dance and play, there dwells a boy cast oft from love's array. Horrid they name him, with a spiteful tongue, yet ne'er they see the heart where hope is sprung. Whilst Peter fair doth bask in golden glow, young Henry walks where colder breezes blow. His pranks, his jests, though wild, are but a plea, a cry for eyes to turn, for love to see. At table's feast, where kin in mirth do sit, his chair stands lonely, and the lamps unlit. No gentle word, no fond embrace bestowed, but silent sharp, a blade that cuts untold. O cruel neglect, why dost thou blind their sight, to shun the boy whose soul still seeks the light? Though mischief hides the longing in his breast, he yearns for comfort, yet is dispossessed. For who could bear such cold, such heavy stone, to wander lost, unclaimed, yet not alone? Let them but hear his silent, tender cry, before the boy's bright spirit fades and dies. So shall the stars weep tears upon the earth, for love denied and grief disguised as mirth. A huge thank you to my awesome channel members. You guys make everything possible, and I love you from my heart. My heart goes out to you. Snipe, snap, out of here. I changed it. Bonus meme? Y'all think we got time for bonus meme? Hell yeah, we do.
Love